Hello, girls, and welcome back to the Mina Collective podcast. So exciting to be here again every week with you, my love. Hey, hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Mm.
And today's episode is also so close to my heart, so close to our heart, actually, because it's also a thing that everyone is dealing with. We want to talk about trusting your inner voice and finding safety in a life that is inherently uncertain. You know, that quiet voice inside of you, that one that just knows what feels right for you, but yet we often ignore it because it just feels, safer to follow what we know, what we expect, or what's expected and what's certain. But what if true safety doesn't come from certainty, right? But from trusting yourself. And I think, yeah, this is super important to talk about. So, yeah, my love, I just would love to directly dive in with a little question for you
Yes.
and to talk about this little inner voice. What does your inner voice actually feel like? And how is
Mm.
it different from fear?
Oh my God. Okay, so I love this question. First of all, I think I love that we picked this topic. We are both going through an uncertain time, right?
Oh
There is
my
no
God,
certainty right
yes.
now.
No.
None. So a while back, I started to really look at what does my inner voice say? And
Mm-hmm.
first of all, also, how does she sound compared to the fear voice? Because I think a lot of people in their lives have a lot of fear voices. They're like, you need to, you have to, you're doing this wrong. This is the fear voice. It's very strict, harsh, it's very loud, it's very, you must, you can't, you have to, you need to blah, 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 right? But the inner voice, at least for me, and I think it's different for everyone, I can only encourage you to have a look and have a listen of what your inner voice and what your true self is saying and how she's talking to you. And for me, it was very subtle, or still is very subtle. It's like, is this right for you? Or, okay, let's take a break. Or,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like sometimes very, very quiet.
Yeah, it's so interesting that you say this because I feel like the inner voice, it's so subtle and
Yes.
calm
Yeah,
compared to
calm.
the fear, because the fear can be so loud and out there and like panic somehow, and it's
Yes.
so overwhelming and it takes so much space. But your really true intuition, your inner voice, it's calm and clear. But how can we really separate both? And how can we feel, okay, this is fear talking right now, and this is my true inner voice, right? How can we trust also our inner voice? How can we find the safetiness to trust our inner voice and not the fear because it's so
I
loud?
know. My God. So I think this is a life quest. This is what your life is about. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're gonna come to an answer here. I think it's just important to talk about this topic and
To
talk
bring
about how,
awareness, right?
yeah, how your inner voice sounds and what she is saying. And if she is, I also like one more thing I want to say, and I'm so passionate about this, is that your inner voice will also, at least for me, speak to you, or for me, speak to me in actions. Kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
I just did it. I didn't think about it. I just did it. And it was like this knowing this is the right thing. And then through the
Mm-hmm.
action, it turned out, okay, this was the right thing. It's not like I had to think about it in a long time, the pros and the cons and da 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 da. It was just like, I'm doing it. And I don't even know why, but this is what I need to be doing and I have to be doing. So
Yes.
yeah, it's such an incredible process to start to become aware of how
Mm-hmm.
you can cultivate your inner voice and how you can really start to trust. And I think I want to talk a lot about trust today because this is where I think a lot of fear can come in. It's like, okay, I'm not sure if this is my true inner voice. I don't know. I need to trust. It's all these things, right? And then fear creeps in and you're like, fuck, like I need to be doing something else, but I don't know what. But you need to like trust, and trust is the hardest thing.
Yes, for me as well. How can we build this trust?
Yeah.
What do you think? How is it for
Mm,
you? How do you create the trust
yeah.
inside of yourself, even though
Yeah.
it is an uncertain life? I mean,
Yeah.
everything in our life is uncertain except of death. To be honest, like everything is uncertain. And for me, at least, when I bring this awareness into my head, I'm like, oh my God, okay, everything in life is uncertain. I just don't know. I just don't know anything. Everything can happen. And when I remind myself of this, I'm like, wow, okay, actually, this is also kind of cool because everything is uncertain. So why do I even stress about it? Because I can't change it. Life will always be like this. So how can I find or how can I fall in love with it, with this
Mm,
uncertainty as well? And how can I trust the uncertainty and this inner voice of me and my heart to just go step by step forward, right? And see how it turns out at the end of the
yeah.
day. Somehow I'm reminding myself again and again that life is a journey and that
Yeah.
everything is uncertain. And somehow this brings me peace, even though I know everything is uncertain. But
Yeah.
yeah, you know
So
what I mean?
I think you said something really monumental is like, if we know everything is uncertain and the only thing that is certain is at some point, you don't know when, but at some point, everybody of us will die. Everybody you love will die.
Yeah.
Then how can you actually use this knowing kind of to really fuel your life and say, okay, now that I know all of this, how can I fall in love with uncertainty? And I love that you said fall in love with uncertainty because I think that is what it is. It's like
Yeah.
I can't influence anything on this planet, but what I can do, and I think that's very important to have the balance between action and reaction, but what I can do
Mm-hmm.
is that I can be aware of my fear, create space around it. That's what I do. I was like, okay, this is fear coming up. Okay. Yeah. Your fear, you want to have security. You want to have money. You want to have love. You want to have certainty, whatever it is. Okay. There's fear around that for not having it. And
Yes.
then, doing it anyway, saying, I have fear.
Exactly.
I'm doing it anyway. I don't know if this partner, if my husband, if my children, if, I don't know anything. Like, I don't know anything. If my job will work out, whatever, but I'm going to do it anyway. And there's this, I love this quote that says, at the end of the day, all you can do really is dance in the rain. You can sing in the rain, you can dance in the rain, like you
Yes,
can enjoy life. That's the only thing you can do, right? So,
exactly. Exactly. I think so
yeah.
too. Think so too. And even though it is hard sometimes, because the fear can be so loud,
Yeah.
it's so loud sometimes. But how can you
Yeah.
come back? How can you come back to yourself? And I think this is so powerful to find tools for yourself to come back because for me personally, fear is a lot in my head. My head is
Mm.
working and working and my thoughts and and oh my God, it's like crazy sometimes. And then right now I'm also going through like a very uncertain time. So many things in my personal life are changing. And yeah, my love life, business. I mean, in general, living as a digital nomad is uncertain. Where am I going to be in a
Mhm.
month? I don't know.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
this uncertainty, to feel it and then to go into the fear and really sit with it. Is this really true right now?
Yeah.
Or what is present in the moment? Because we oftentimes think so much in the future. Oh my God, what is going to happen here and there and there and there? And in 10 years, what is going to happen? You just don't know. You just know what is right now in the present moment. And for me personally, I love to come back to the present moment, to my body through yoga, through meditation, through working out, through going in nature, to ground myself again, through dancing, through music, all these tools, right? And then to go out of my head, out of my fear, into my body and really sit with it. And then try to feel this intuition again and my inner voice, to calm down my head and to feel and to really go into this feeling. What is really present right now? And then
Yeah.
I most of the time, not always, when it's like a lot, but most of the time it's shifting again when I'm coming into my body, because then I'm connected to my inner voice again.
Yeah.
Because my voice is here. My inner voice is my heart, my womb space. Like, not my head. My head is
Yeah.
confused. My head has so many thoughts. My head has so many fears. Just coming back inside in the present moment and being with it. And then like, you know what? Actually, I'm safe. I'm safe in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
moment here right now. Everything is okay. I'm looking
Yeah.
around. I'm living in a beautiful place. I have abundance around me. I have people around me that love me. I have food in my fridge. Okay. Everything is okay. I don't know what's going to happen in an
Yeah.
hour. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But right now, everything is okay. And
I
when
love
shit
that.
happens, then I'm gonna figure it out. But why do I
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
fear all the fears right now
Yeah.
when everything is okay, right?
And I just want to add something to that. I think the
Mm-hmm.
power of the fear is lost once you say, hey, look, I get it. I have fear, but right now I'm okay. And then
Exactly.
it's like all of a sudden it loses the potency. Like, that's so scary and so dangerous. Because as you said, right now you have everything. You have the money, you have the food, you have the love around you, you have the nature around you. That's what it is. And everything else is just like I think your brain works in two ways. Like either it pulls you back or it moves you forward. It's never like in the moment. So like
Exactly.
just the fear in the future, like, oh my God, what if this doesn't work out? What if that doesn't work out? It's always these extrapolations into the future, or
Yes.
it pulls you back into the past, right? And then
Yes.
creates fear around that. You've never been able to do it. You failed here, you did this wrong here, whatever it is.
Exactly.
So I love that you're saying like getting back into the present moment through your body. Like
Yeah, I
it's
think
so
this is
important.
yeah, exactly. I think also this is the most important thing when you feel like, okay, you're drifting off into this fear, into your head, and you're losing yourself here, to come back, even though it's hard. It's fucking hard. It's so hard to step over this barrier somehow, out of this energy of fear, because you need to go through it. You need to
Mm,
feel it and to come then back into your body. But oftentimes in our society feel like we just stay in this comfort zone because we are also
mhm.
familiar with this fear, right? It's a fear that we know most of the time. For me personally, it's a fear that is coming up again and again because it's just
Yeah.
my personal fear that I have in general in my life, in different aspects, let's say. And sometimes it's louder, sometimes it's a bit calmer, but it's coming sometimes again and again. And it's always the same, I'm
Mm,
realizing. And then, okay, I know this fear. And maybe it's another situation I'm in right now, but I've been through this already. I've
yeah.
been through this. I was so strong to step over my fear already, so I can do this again. I think we struggle so much with uncertainty in our society because where did we learn to handle our fear and to come into the present moment? Because
Mm,
our society is so much in this control, security, all these things go the
yeah.
straight way, right? And do what other people say, let's say. Don't step out of your lane. Be perfect and don't make any crazy movements. So I think this is very interesting because did we really learn it? How to handle it, you know?
Yeah. So what was it for you? Because you said,
Mm-hmm.
you went back and you know that you can overcome fear. Was there a single moment that is in your brain that you go back to and you say, hey, this is what I draw from because I know I can
Yes.
overcome my fear? Or is it just a general feeling? How is it for you?
That's so interesting.
Mm,
Yeah, thank you for that question because for me personally, when I look back, I always look at my decision to quit my secure job at
mm-hmm.
the government. I studied with the government and then I worked there for 1 year. But I always knew this is not for me. But I had so much fear around it to say, okay, hey, you know what? I'm gonna quit because I have the huge security. Okay, I'm gonna be paid every month until I gonna die, no problem. So everything was secure. My whole life was somehow secure and already planned. Imagine that. So there is no
Crazy.
uncertainty. There is no uncertainty at all, in a way, because everything was already planned out for me. But I had this voice inside of me that said, Vanessa, this is not for you. Through yoga, I knew it because I connected to my inner voice again and I could listen again. And I knew I need to do this. My inner voice somehow become louder and louder and louder because the pain becomes so much that I couldn't handle it anymore. So I needed to do this decision. And I knew, okay, this is going to be the turning point. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to have a job. First of all, I'm just going to Mallorca because I have a dream. I have a dream to teach yoga and to do something different, to have a life that is aligned with my heart, with my passion, what I love, and a life that is more free and a life with adventure. And that I chose a life of uncertainty, to be honest. And I think uncertainty can also be beautiful because
It
there is
is
so,
beautiful. It's not
right?
just can.
It
Oh
is
my God.
beautiful because you just
my
don't
God.
know what's going to happen and
Yeah.
everything is possible. And I think we just look at it the wrong way because since I did this decision, everything somehow aligned and everything
That's so beautiful.
fell into place. And I met so many beautiful people. And it started with yoga, with starting to freelance, to do my own business, with retreats, events, traveling the world, meeting you, creating this community. And it's still, it's crazy. And
Yeah.
and so now I'm at this point again where I feel like, oh my God, this year is again a year of a big, huge change. Yeah. In love, in business, in so many things. And where do I want to live, for example? Where do I want to be? So many questions. But then I'm looking back and I'm like, you know what? I did it once
Yeah.
and it worked out
Yeah.
and I
That's a
can
big
do it
one.
again. And
Yeah.
I just have this trust inside of myself that I know I can do this. I
Yeah.
can do this because my inner voice is so strong and I can listen to her and she always tells me the truth. And from back in the days, I know it was the right decision. So now I also know to just follow her because it's going to be the right path for me.
And you know, Vanessa, I want to say, like, your voice has been put there for a reason.
Exactly.
That
Yes.
voice saying, quit your job, become yoga teacher and freelancer, travel the world, that was there for a reason.
Yes.
It's so crazy to think about that because I think if we would even have the choice to have a certain life, to have everything planned, everything known, we wouldn't take it. It's so boring.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
This is what we're supposed to be doing. Like, we're supposed to trust our inner voice because it was put there for a reason, by the universe, by God, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes you don't need to know what the end thing will be. You just need to trust that little thing. Like, that's the first step, then the next step, then the next step, then the next step.
Exactly, exactly. And I think this is the beauty in life.
Yeah.
And this is what makes life so beautiful and exciting and special because imagine you know when you're gonna die, for example, how long you're gonna live. It's somehow it's comforting because then you know, but on the other side, for me personally, I wouldn't choose to know when I'm gonna die because this actually makes me more afraid. I like the uncertainty because then I feel like, okay, I can live more in the present moment and try to explore and go on an adventure instead of having everything planned out because everything is possible, right?
Yeah.
So just like, oh my God, this belief of everything is possible is just so strong for me personally.
And I want to say another thing that just got sparked, to not underestimate the pain of going against your inner voice.
Yes,
And I loved how you
exactly.
said that. I loved how you said that. I had that too. It becomes such a daily pain to suppress your inner voice.
Yeah.
And you become agitated. You become like not a person. You become envious. You become jealous. You don't become a person that is
Yeah.
inspirational. And I remember I had this very clear moment in my life as well where I remembered what I'm doing is not for me. And I had this wisdom saying, you don't want to be this type of woman that is suppressed, that is angry at other people, that is envious. And you want to be like, my grandmother was a big influence for me in my life. So I kept having this thing. It's like, I want to be a woman that my grandma is proud of. It just becomes so painful to again and again wake up and go against your inner voice. And you can
Yes.
do it for a certain time. It works, but at some point, it's not going to work anymore.
Exactly, because until a certain point, it's still like the comfort of your fear that you know your whole life. It's still comforting you in a
Yeah.
weird way somehow. It's like I'm
Exactly.
still safe in my little fear and comfort zone over here.
Safe
But then
in the known, right? Safe in
exactly
the known.
safe in the
Yeah.
known that you know.
Yeah.
But then there's like a crossing point somehow where the pain and your voice inside of you gets so loud that you just can't do anything against it anymore. You just need to follow it. You just
Yeah.
need to follow it, right?
And not to underestimate, people become sick when they don't follow their voice. It's
Yes.
crazy because
It's
they
so
live
crazy.
so outside of their norm and their values and what they care about. They become sick, you
Yes.
know, chronic illnesses, acute illnesses, some people that become depressed and really have really physical signs.
Yeah.
So to not underestimate what it costs you to not do it, right? To
Yeah.
not follow your voice.
Exactly. Exactly.
This is,
Oh my
I
God,
love
I
this.
love it.
Ah.
And how can girls out there now
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
more to listen to their inner voice?
Yeah.
How can they create safety within themselves instead of looking for it outside?
Yeah. Such a good question. First of all, I think the first step is to recognize. So really to recognize where you are right now. And if you can, it's a very hard thing, but to not judge yourself for it. Say,
Yeah.
I made this decision because I thought it was the right decision for me to follow, for instance, my
Exactly.
parents' dreams. I thought that that would make me happy as well. But you know what? It turns out it doesn't. Okay, so I'm here. What can I do? Right?
Yes. Yes.
And to not judge yourself for the actions, the decisions you've done in the past, and then say, I'm here right now. Okay, within my level of influence, what is it? What little step? For me, it was, I
Yes.
mean, it was a big step, but I decided to leave chemistry because it was not for me. So
Yes.
I decided to research. I was like, what else can I do? I was still quite in the one field, in the one direction, but I just started to have a vision board. I started to think of my life in a different way. And maybe it's just like a little piece of a, puzzle, a little
Yeah.
picture that you really want in your life or something that you really, really want to attract. And then it's like step by step. And you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have it figured out. It's actually better that you don't have it figured out because then you can let the universe guide you.
Exactly. Exactly. I think this is so powerful. And it doesn't mean also that you need to quit your job and all these
No.
things. It can be such a different thing for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that. You don't
Yeah.
need to travel the world or whatever. It
No.
really is just following your voice, not what
Yeah.
other people might dream about. Really look inside of you, not outside. For me personally, it's really having time to slow down and to really sit
Yeah.
with it. Like, what do I really want? What is my voice actually saying to me? What are my dreams? What do I really like to do? What am I good at? And what is really missing here right now in my life?
Yeah.
And what do I really crave? And then, yeah, as you said, like maybe journal it out, maybe do a little vision board, be creative and give yourself the space and the time also to sit with it a little bit and then feel it and then do it step by step.
Yeah.
You don't have to climb the Mount Everest in one day, we always say, right? It's just like step by step by step and using all the tools that are good for you. Maybe going into nature, going on little walks, listening to music, dancing, or doing some kind of sports, coming out of your head into your body. For me personally, it's always yoga and meditation. For you, my love, is also meditation and yoga,
Meditation.
right?
Yeah.
And this is, for me personally, how I also calm down my nervous system to come back into the present moment, to listen to my inner voice again,
Yeah.
and to be able to look inside for answers and not outside, because the world can be so loud and there are so many opinions. And I know that the answer that you're searching for is inside of you already,
Yeah, that's so true.
right?
This is honestly, like, I think it's such an important topic and I love it. And I think we can go in so many directions. But one more thing I
Mm-hmm.
want to say is that one of the girls that were with us in Kopangan, and it still
Mm-hmm.
sticks to me how she changed her life when she realized this is not for me anymore to be in her
Yes.
job. She said
Yes.
every day on the way to work, in the bus, in the commute, she would read books.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a book of how to create the life of your dream. And it was every day, half an hour there, half an hour back. So that's an hour a day. So that's
Yes.
5 hours a week. That's 20 hours in a month, right? So it accumulates. And she
Huge.
said, yeah. And she said that was such a breaking point for her, because then she started to just think differently on the way to work and on the way back to work. And she started to rebuild her life and became a
Mm-hmm.
freelancer and was traveling the world as well. So I think there's so many options for this.
I think so too. And I think there are so many possibilities when you
Yeah.
start trusting yourself. And I would love for you to maybe answer this question here, and like, what exactly becomes possible when you truly start trusting yourself, like
Mm,
without knowing the outcome,
yeah. What becomes truly possible? Wow.
like the power
First of
of
all,
it, right?
yeah, I think what becomes possible is the impossible.
Mm.
So it ties back to what we said: when we don't know what's going to happen, we leave room for the universe and for all these powers out there to help guide us. And then really the impossible becomes possible.
Mhm.
Really, really. And that's where the magic is. So I think, yeah, at least for me in my life, when I've been in the trust mode and really going back to trusting, to really trusting myself, then all of a sudden things in the universe conspire. And I'm like, whoa, where did this come from? I didn't
Yeah.
expect it.
Yes, exactly. And then when you start to trust and when you start to go out there step by
Yeah.
step, because you are putting yourself out there, you're taking action into the direction, everything will somehow flow and align, and things will come to you out of a sudden where you were like, oh my God, I didn't even see that coming. And first you couldn't see the path, but you had a dream inside of yourself, or the inner voice that was calling you somehow to just start moving into a direction,
Yeah.
but you didn't see the path yet.
You
But
didn't.
you had this
And I
voice
think
and this
you
trust,
will
right?
never
Yeah.
see the path. I think you will never see the path, but you will see the next step. And then you're like, oh my God, this is great. The next step, the next step, the next
Yes.
step.
Yes,
So
exactly.
this is how we met
Exactly.
as well. This is
Yeah.
how I've had incredible opportunities in my life that I've had before. I didn't dream that I would be meeting Vanessa with the red hair and the great eyes and
Thank you.
you know, like it just exactly. Maybe I did dream you, could be, but it just happens, right? You have to go into take the right step, step by step, and then you meet your soulmate. Right, girl?
Exactly.
Oh
Right,
my
right,
God.
right. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And it's so interesting for me personally when I started to listen to that voice inside of me, how my life changed 180. And there will still be little stones on your way where you stumble
Yeah,
and
always.
crumble over and you fall and you think like, oh, fucking shit, what to do. But then you remind yourself, hey, it's okay. And you can do this, really having this trust again. It's okay to have bad days here and there. It's so normal. But with every little stumble, you will get stronger again and stronger and know more and more and more what you want, and also what your voice says.
Yeah.
It's a journey, and it's a learning process all along the way. And I think it's gonna be your whole life to every day to go inwards again and to listen. Next day,
Yeah.
go inwards again and to listen again, because every day is different and it can change as well. And allow yourself also to change when something doesn't feel right, where you thought like, okay, it feels right, but then it doesn't anymore.
Yeah.
That's totally fine as
No
well.
judgment and change. Like, I think
Exactly.
we always say, "Oh my God, why did I do this? And this is so bad," and that, and we
Yeah.
judge ourselves, you go like
Yeah.
this all the time.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
judgment, make the change, and that's how life goes, and that's how it
So
flows.
true.
It's so important.
Yeah, I think what we're really realizing is that life will always be uncertain and we can't control everything that's going to happen. But what we can do is to come back to ourselves, to our body, to our inner voice, because true safety doesn't come from having all the answers. I think it comes from trusting that whatever happens, you can hold yourself through it. And maybe that's what trusting your inner voice really is at the end of the day. Not knowing where it will lead you, but knowing that you will be okay either way at the end of the day.
Yeah. Mm. Oh, yeah. It's true. It's true. And I think one thing just to take away from this is that we're okay right now, right here. We have abundance. It's okay. And then just taking the one little step towards the life you want.
Exactly. And
You don't have to have
opening,
it all figured out.
no, not
Yeah.
at all. Life is a journey at the end
No.
of the day, and
Yeah.
it will come in waves all the time, all the time.
Yeah.
And you will just get stronger with every little obstacle that is in your way. And you will learn more about yourself. And it's not
Yeah.
failing or making the wrong decision. I think there are no wrong decisions. It's just
Yeah.
a decision that you're doing. You going into the direction, you're looking if it's something for you. If it's for you, then that's great. If it's not, then you just learn from it. And you go forward because then you learned, hey, learn to listen to your voice again and again and
Yeah.
again. And then trusting this inner voice more and more and more. I think it's about practice and then falling in love with the uncertainty at the end of the day because life is uncertain. And when you come back to yourself, this is the most powerful thing.
Yeah.
In whatever way, right? You can just explore this. What are the tools for you? We shared a few that we are using for us to always come back into our body, to connect with our inner voice.
Yeah.
Maybe you have different tools. We would love to hear from you. What tools are you using? Maybe you can comment down below to inspire us, to inspire other women. When you feel like you are at a point in your life right now where you feel uncertainty and you don't know how to trust your inner voice, you can always text us, come into our next community call, and we're going to talk about it. This Sunday, for example, we're going to talk about the Trust Your Inner Voice in our community call, and we have it monthly. So we would love for you to join us and to just talk about everything that's going on with other sisters. Because sometimes having another opinion, another view of things can be so healing and eye-opening for me when I'm in my head sometimes. And then, for example, you tell me, Vanessa, that everything is okay. And then I'm like, oh my God, you're so
Oh my God.
right.
And you're
But
not alone, right? That's the
exactly.
thing. You're not
You're
doing
not
this
alone.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And this is the beautiful thing, right? When you surround yourself by people who you can really feel safe with and are on this path as well, and you can just open up to them, talk about it, and you will find a solution together. You also don't have to do it alone. This is so important. So important. Do you have any last thoughts, my love?
No, you wrapped it up really well. I
Yeah.
think you really did. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I just have a lot of gratitude. And I remember I came into this call being it's so interesting. And I was really going into a wave in my head as well and didn't know how we can tap onto this topic. And now I feel so empowered. I think this is so important to go back and really talk about these things, share your opinion. And I'm so happy that we get to do this week over week.
Right. And use your voice as well. For me, it's so about using my voice at the moment, to really speak my feelings out, speak my thoughts out, use my voice, because at the end of the day, it's so powerful and it's connected. Everything is connected. So this is also a huge thing, to use your voice.
So
for me right now, oh my God, it changes a lot. Just to wrap it up, I think you don't need to feel certain to move forward. You just need to feel connected to yourself. I think this is the most important thing, to come back to yourself, into your body, connect with your inner voice. And yeah, this is so huge. Connect with your sisters and to share what you're feeling. Tap into our next sisterhood call. We're gonna write the next date into the caption. And also, if you want to meet us in person and create sisterhood in person, join our Omina Collective residency in September in southern France. It's gonna be amazing, just to connect with like-minded women and to speak about everything and to co-create together, to live together, to work together, to create magic together. And yeah, share this thing called life, right? Figuring it out together. My love.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I wish you the best day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, my love. And yeah, girls, see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.